Hi, folks. This is Rick Amateur Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling there. Best-selling author, Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. I am TbT. That guy over there with a shovel in his head, that is Ace. Welcome to episode 168 of the Weekly Pour podcast. Holy crap. Do we have a lot of news to get into tonight? So much news.
It's a long time coming.
I know, because that's all we do is complain that we can never find anything. And then all of a sudden, it started the night of last week's episode. We finish, boom. News hits. We could have turned around and did a breaking news, but we didn't.
You didn't tell anyone that I am broadcasting from the sunny LA office.
Well, I hadn't got there yet. That was next.
It's the sunny Los Angeles studio that I'm in. Because reality outside doesn't exist.
No.
I am where I want to be.
Correct.
In the sun.
Yes. It's still 20-some degrees here in southern Indiana. There's still 15 inches of snow, plus more yesterday. But next week, heat wave as we hit the 40s and lower 50s.
It will feel like that. It will feel like a heat wave.
It will. I will be out shoveling the water.
Right. Right. You're going to have to like dig irrigation funnels and get things off your driveway.
Yeah.
And then it freezes the next week.
The next morning. So
the next morning
we're all over the road heading to work and whatnot. As I was saying, we got so much news today that we're going to move through. We actually had to push my highly anticipated pour of the week, which I was going to do for us this week. I have pushed it only because of the amount of news we have. I don't want to post it on our socials quite yet because it's going to premiere first on the show. So that is absolutely scheduled for next week. Just so much stuff to get into. First off, we'll say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Looks like a lot of our normals are there. I don't see any abnormals. Dad joke. Anyway, if you're watching, be sure to hit that thumbs up and say hi in the chat. Hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified when we have something posted or when we have another kick-ass episode like tonight getting ready to go down.
Hey, Shannon.
Lots of stuff going on. One of the biggest stories, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first story, only because this one is a big one. The news that broke last week, probably within an hour after we finished our episode, so a week ago today, there was some news that broke that, let's give you a little bit of background. Mick Mars versus Mötley Crüe. Back when Mars announced his retirement back in 2022 because of his worsening health issues. John 5, of course, ended up taking his spot on the road. And within 6 months of announcing that back in October of 2022, Mick Mars filed a lawsuit against Mötley Crüe in Los Angeles County Superior Court. In that lawsuit, of course, he claimed that after his announcement, the rest of Mötley Crüe tried to remove him as a significant stakeholder in the group's corporation and business holdings via a shareholders meeting. That was going on, and he was making all kinds of accusations, he being Mick Mars, accusations of them not playing the instruments.
Right.
Nikki Sixx doesn't know how to play bass. And I mean, it was mudslinging at its finest.
Right. All over the place. It was epic.
Yeah. I almost want to say I didn't expect it. But it's crazy. Well, after last week's show, news broke that Mötley Crüe come out and said that they had won a decisive victory against Mick Mars, resulting in a final arbitration award that rejected every claim that Mick Mars made against Mötley Crüe and ordered Mick Mars to pay back damages to the group. This is insane.
It was $75,000. Was that, or was it more than that?
I thought it was in the hundreds of thousands.
Okay.
I hope not. I don't know how much it was, but still, money's money.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, he didn't get anything he wanted.
No,
this was a resounding, judgment. That none of his claims were founded, and he gets none of the things he wanted. Basically, Mötley Crüe is saying they've got evidence of a contract that he signed that says if you're out, and meaning you're out of the whole shebang. Legally,
that Mick Mars agreed to.
Right, contractually, and you would think he would have a copy of that and would know.
Because this was supposed to be, I think it was 2008 when that was signed by everybody in the band, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they're saying they still have that. And of course, they've got a corporate lawyer. I mean, bands are corporations, even if you don't think they are. What he was wanting in one aspect was 25% of the touring profits that they're touring, currently, even though he's not there. 25% of merch, licensing, and all brand-related revenue. The touring thing is interesting. I found out that is not unusual.
Right.
That there are people that used to be in bands that don't tour with that band anymore, but still get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow he was not able to get any of that.
Yeah, none whatsoever. I did find it just as we were talking about this. The final award also upheld the band's decision to terminate Mars as an officer and director for legal cause and ordered him to repay more than $750,000 in unrecouped tour advances. After accounting for the value of Mick Mars' shares, the final award results in a net judgment in favor of Mötley Crüe. One of the key aspects of this is all of this stuff that Mick Mars was saying about, not playing instruments and, recordings, whatever it was. Under oath, Mick Mars had to deny those claims, basically saying they're not true. So now, if this is the way it's going to go, and I don't know what's going to go on with, with appeals to this arbitration ruling or whatever. I don't know how the court works in Los Angeles County, but everything that he said was deemed wrong.
Unfounded.
Sorry. Yeah. Unfounded. No, they play their shit. They play their instruments. You lied. So huge news.
And I bet the crux of this and why he would say that, and this is not a diss on Mötley Crüe at this point, there are probably backing tracks all through that tour.
Sure.
Just because people use those all the time. And we've talked about this and how we feel about it. But in this instance, you can misconstrue that and twist that as, hey, they're not even playing. They're not even playing. And I think that's where that's coming from. I think they offered him, what I'm reading here, they offered him 5% of the tour for 2023 and then dropped it to 0%.
Right.
So they're saying he was entitled to reduced payments but not full shares. And then he ended up with nothing.
Yeah, zero. Now the Mars attorney basically says that him and Mick Mars and all that, need to figure out if we're going to challenge this decision because it's ridiculous. It's just a question. This is kind of important. It's just a question of whether he, Mick Mars, wants to keep pursuing this. Basically, he's over Mötley Crüe. My question or observation maybe, that may have been his way of saying, yeah, we're not going to do anything with this. There's nothing to do.
Right.
We went to court. You were proven under oath, basically, that you lied about all this slander. And I don't think we have the like all of the insights to this. Can we do interviews? Can we talk about it? We won't sue you for defamation if you just STFU. Yeah, okay. And you don't challenge this. If you let this go and agree with the arbitrator, we'll call it good. Let bygones be bygones. See you later. Adios. Thank you for your 43 years in Mötley Crüe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised that this got to this point, and not somewhere prior to this there was some mediation where they could hash this stuff out, and then Mick comes away with something.
Right.
But I'm not sure he would have been happy with that and what that result would have been. I don't think he would be happy with it. I think he wanted a bigger bite, and felt like they were basically kicking him out in a sense, or didn't care that he left. That may be more accurate. They're like, oh, all right, we got this John 5 guy coming in, and we're good.
Or maybe Mick was just a little ticked off and had his poor little heart broken because they didn't say, here's to Mick Mars, we want to put on a special show. They were just like, okay.
Exactly. They didn't care enough.
I'll get you.
I mean, I don't think that's unusual for this band. I mean, they didn't have a problem moving on from Vince Neil when they finally made the decision to move on from Vince Neil. It was like, he's gone. We've got this new guy, John Corabi. I mean, the music industry, entertainment industry is ruthless. It's ruthless. And back when we talked about this initially, if these claims were true, you and I were supporting Mick.
Oh yeah.
Because we've seen what not even specifically Mötley Crüe, but what the industry does to people. It'll chew you up and spit you out, and if you don't fight back, you get nothing.
Right.
And but now it maybe it was all unfounded in the first place. Maybe he should have took whatever deal they were going to give him.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I immediately sent that to you when I got it, and I was like, holy crap. This is because I mean, in the world of music, not just rock music, not just with Mötley Crüe, like you said, this is huge news. This isn't like, no big deal. This is peculiarly huge.
Well, it might set a precedent.
Right.
I think it's what you're getting at. We may see stuff like this pop up later where you can't do that.
Yeah.
But and I think he's saying too that he still owns 25% of the company.
Sure.
And deserves more, and that's what led me to look into this. Steve Perry still makes money off Journey. Lindsey Buckingham, Ace and Peter were making money still, depending. Tommy Skeoch, how long has Tommy been out of Tesla?
Yeah.
Still makes money off
couple
their
months.
Off their tour, makes money. And Mick Jones, of course, he's the founder of Foreigner. Obviously he's going to make money, but these are examples of people that are, making money from other bands to their band touring without them.
Right.
And he wanted something similar. And I don't think they valued that nearly as much as he did. his
Right.
presence.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where this goes from here. We've not heard a whole lot in the past week after this came out. And we may not. Again, this may be part of the agreement is we just don't talk about it. Mötley Crüe's getting ready to do a tour.
They're signing NDAs.
100%. Yeah, you need to recant that, whatever. So yeah, big news out of the Mötley Crüe camp. Of course, they are still scheduled to tour later this year with a number of dates out there. And I think it was, I think we reported on this, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago that Mick Mars is looking at putting out another solo album. So we're still going to hear from both of them, Mötley Crüe and Mick Mars. So I don't think they're tour anytime. Maybe they could ask Mick if he wants to open for them. I don't know. Too soon? Probably too soon. If you are a fan of Van Halen, and 9 out of 10 people in this chat and in the listeners of this podcast are, some big news coming out of the Van Halen universe or catalog, celebrating its 40th anniversary in March of this year. 5150 is the first of 4 albums Van Halen recorded with lead singer Sammy Hagar. And to mark this moment, Rhino, which is a record label, is releasing an expanded edition of this classic freaking album on March 27th. You'll be able to get it. It's got a remastered version of the original album, a disc of rare singles, edits, and B-sides, and a previously unreleased performance from the band that was recorded on August 27th. It's a great day. 1986 in New Haven, Connecticut. Rounding out the package will be a Blu-ray inclusive, which is great for all you people that still have Blu-ray players, of the first HD release of the band's classic 1986 live video, Live Without a Net, and a promo video for the track Dreams. How much does it want, or how much does it cost, you ask? Let me tell you, because that's what we do. According to the Rhino website, you can pre-order this now. The expanded edition of Van Halen, which includes 1 LP, 1 Blu-ray disc, and 3 CDs, is currently at $99.98. I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, that is a steal. $100 and you get that. I think that's pretty good. The track listing on this is unreal. Think of everything that was on 5150. There's not a bad song.
No.
This
top to bottom.
Yeah.
For a long time, the Hagar era was getting no attention from anyone, at all. That's one reason Sammy is out, touring this music, because if you're going to hear it, this is the only place you're going to hear it is from Sammy.
Right.
Because when Van Halen, when they were going out, they were with Roth doing that version of Van Halen. So these albums were just sitting there dormant, and everything else prior to this had been remastered, redone, and everything. I've been waiting for something like this for a while because it deserves it.
Yeah.
And you jest about the Blu-ray, but for a long time, Live Without a Net, it's only available on VHS.
Right.
And maybe you can catch it on YouTube, probably, but this is going to be HD. It's going to be just amazing to look at and see. And physical copies of things are getting to be a little more valuable because streaming is so volatile.
And we'll literally get to a point of that here later on when we talk about another band. But in addition to this expanded edition being only $99.98, if you just wanted the expanded edition 2 LP without the Blu-ray, without the CDs, that's only $35.
Oh, wow.
And if you wanted just the CDs, no LP, no Blu-ray, no booklet and all that, $24.98. So this is not outrageously expensive.
No, it's not the vault from Kiss, or
Right.
something.
Yeah, still paying that off. I only have 14 more years.
Right. Did Gene come to your house?
No.
No, you didn't pay for that one.
No, he called.
It was an imitator.
He called and said sorry.
I'm interested also in the rarities, the B-sides, etc. I wonder where those came from. Wolfgang's been reluctant to dig that stuff out. From 5150 Studios, we've all been wondering. So I wonder where this stuff came from. Is this stuff the record company had, Warner Brothers had,
good possibility.
Sammy had? I wonder.
Yeah,
so that's going to be intriguing.
The first CD of the 3 CD set, the first one is the 2023 remaster of the original album. The second CD is rarities. There is an edit of Best of Both Worlds, an edit of Dreams, an edit of Love Walks In, an extended version of Why Can't This Be Love, an extended version of Dreams, and then 3 live versions of Best of Both Worlds, Rock and Roll, and Love Walks In. CD3 is live at the New Haven, Connecticut concert on August 27th of 1986. Again, great date. And that's just, that includes a drum or a guitar solo, Panama, Best of Both Worlds, Ain't Talking About Love, so on and so forth. So yeah, where did they come from? Because none of it says anything. It doesn't say, released from the vaults of, Wolfgang or whatever. Nothing.
Yeah, maybe we'll hear something from Sammy soon about some of this, and he'll shed some light on it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's worth the money if you got, especially if you like physical copies of things. I think it's worth the money.
Yeah. I'm going to ask the chat because I want to know if anybody knows. Without Googling it, you have 5 seconds to type it in. Where did 5150 come from? The name. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody answered. That came from the California police term for a mentally unstable person, because it comes from section 5150 of the California Welfare and Institutional Code.
Where was Viper on that?
He's more worried about us talking about Skid Row or something. I don't know. I'm surprised he hasn't been banned already. But yeah. So there you go. A little bit of trivia. He types it in now and he goes police. Yeah, no. He didn't type that until I said it. So a little too late. Little too late, buddy. Although we don't have anything from Skid Row, we most certainly, for at least the 17th week in a row, have stuff about Kiss. Because guess who just made history once again?
Man, every week it's something. It's really, really cool for this band.
Yeah. Kiss and their wonderful song, which we'll get into here in a little bit, I Was Made for Loving You, the video has surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. Yes, that was billion with a B. I Was Made for Loving You has officially topped 1 billion views on YouTube. And that's great. Okay. 1 billion views. We are just shy of that on our episodes, slightly. You have a lot to say about this, and we were talking a little bit about it before we actually went on the air. This is ironic, to steal a line from Alanis Morissette.
Well, yeah, it's ironic and it's fascinating because I Was Made for Loving You when it came out in, I think, 1979, if I'm right. Pretty much destroyed Kiss for about 5 years. They were they were persona non grata, and if you were a fan of Kiss, you were made fun of, you were picked on, bullied. That band wasn't cool. This is a band that was putting out right after that the Elder, trying to get back on track. That didn't work. Unmasked didn't work. They were struggling, and this song was a hit when it came out, but it was a hit as a pop disco song, which just destroyed the rock credibility. So what is so cool about it is that this is on YouTube and through their streaming. Well, this is YouTube mainly, so it's not their biggest song. Their biggest song chart wise is Beth.
Exactly.
And what is so interesting about it is that you have this big bombastic, loud, theatric rock band blowing fire, spitting blood, flaming guitars, flash pots everywhere. And their two biggest songs are an orchestrated ballad sang by the drummer and a disco hit.
Yeah.
Blows me away. Blows me away.
And now that disco hit that put them in the gutter, the proverbial gutter for 5 years.
Right.
It's been watched a billion times.
And you know what I did today? When after this article came out, I listened to the YUNGBLUD cover.
Okay.
Because I love that cover version of that song, and he is not the only one that is covered. I think is it what's that band group Coheed and Cambria?
Coheed and Cambria. Yeah.
Yeah, the one they did it right acoustically.
I think so.
I think so. So now you have this.
Look it up.
You have this song that was so detrimental to their rock cred that they weren't selling. I mean, you couldn't give away a Kiss record in 1980. You couldn't. And now we're streaming the video a billion times. We are
Coheed and Cambria did Love Gun.
Okay. Love Gun.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But we have a guy who we will talk about here soon, YUNGBLUD, that is the face of rock now, doing an incredible cover of it. And it just gets better for Kiss. And I just wonder, and I know what Paul Stanley would probably say, but he has got to be so like, I told you. I told everybody it's okay. The song's fine. And it hurt him, but it didn't hurt him.
No. I mean, not when you're sitting there and you can just look at, February of 2026 and be like, yeah, it's been watched a billion times.
And I'm glad. I am so glad that this song came out and what happened. If none of that had happened, we wouldn't have got Creatures of the Night.
Right.
We wouldn't have got Lick It Up. None of that great stuff that came later. We wouldn't have got any of it.
Yeah, and it's not like the video is like amazing.
No, this is 1979. Videos didn't exist for mass consumption.
Good ones. Right.
These were promotional gimmicks that record companies use to promote songs, amongst themselves in the industry. MTV started because these were sitting around unused. After the promotional cycle, it's kind of over. They don't need these things.
Yep.
So they were getting content basically for nothing to build that channel. And that's what these existed for. Kiss made more than one video that was just for the record company, for the industry.
Well,
I think there's one, Magic Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Great song off Dynasty has a video.
I don't think I've ever seen
it. No, I'm wrong. Sure Know Something. That one.
I probably haven't seen that one either.
A lot of black and a lot of Kiss faces floating around in it.
I do that when I dream.
Well, because you couldn't put money in it.
No.
You couldn't. That's what the whole thing. That's why it's a performance video, because that's the easiest, cheapest thing to do, and it's the best thing to do with Kiss.
Yeah, and that's not where the money was needing to go at the point or at the time.
Right.
It was later on when MTV started freaking going off. When they actually
and then
meant something.
Yeah, And then you started getting videos that were costing upwards in the millions, almost like producing movies or TV shows.
Yeah. Exactly. So very cool. There's one thing that we get to see because I'm pretty sure I contributed numerous viewing of that video because it's such a badass video. No, not really. Big news, huge news coming out for Megadeth this week.
Crazy.
Not what I was expecting, especially after listening to this album. However, according to Billboard, Megadeth has secured its first ever #1 album in the US with the band's final self-titled effort. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations. That's
this
awesome.
is great. Very unexpected from a Megadeth fan. This thing debuted. They didn't bump up and move. It debuted at the top of the chart after earning 73,000 equivalent album units in the United States in the week ending January 29th. The bulk of that sum, I alluded to this a while ago, and this is what I was talking about, was driven by pure album sales, which means purchase of either physical and digital copies of the album, totaling 69,000. That may not seem like a lot, but when's the last time you sold 69,000 albums?
In the first week.
Yeah.
These are people
1 week
buying copies of this record. And here's something to even make this. I don't know if people understand when we say #1. We're not saying #1 in metal, #1 in rock records. Nothing. This is #1, the Billboard Top 200, which is every genre, every record. Megadeth is #1.
Yeah.
Insane.
There's more to it, though. Not only are they #1 in the United States, they also claimed the top spot in Australia, Austria, and there are other top 5 spots, including #2 in Finland, #1 physical, Sweden, plus they were the #1 physical, and their highest previous position in Sweden, #9, and Belgium, highest previous position, #6. As of this article that's up, they were #3 in both the UK and Germany, and #5 in both Italy and New Zealand. This album has done incredible. Dave Mustaine actually commented on this and says, after 40 years of delivering Megadeth music, playing shows around the world, I have nothing but gratitude at this moment, finding out that our last Megadeth record is also our first #1 only further validates my will to go out on top. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I hope it really pumps that tour up.
For sure.
I really do. I mean, calling it your last tour usually does enough. Usually. But man, this whole thing, that's awesome. I can't understand. I would love to have been in the room when Dave Mustaine got that call.
Yeah, because the closest they'd ever been before was in 1992 when Countdown to Extinction made it as high as #2. But to find out after 40 years, your last album, it just hit #1. Yeah, fly on the wall for that would have been amazing. I pulled the charts up just to look. The top of the charts, Megadeth at #1, of course. The top 5 is rounded out at #2, Morgan Wallen, who previously was at #1. #3 is Olivia Dean. #4, Zach Bryan. And #5, A$AP Rocky. That's the top of the charts. On the rock charts, Megadeth, top rock and alternative albums, Megadeth is #1. Top rock and alternative, Zach Bryan is #2. and Noah Kahn is number 3.
What?
Yep, I knew that's the reaction I would get.
I've not listened to the new Zach Bryan, but maybe I need to.
Yeah, probably not. Let me pull this back up here because there was something I thought that was really, really interesting. I'm gonna hope I get to. I got to look at the clock and make sure I don't go over top charts, because there were some things that they were in more than just the top 200.
Well, the top 5 in
Oh,
that 200 is interesting because it's what, 2 country artists. I don't know who Olivia Dean is, but at least 2 big country stars and probably a couple pop stars in there, and
I think
no
it's
other rock acts.
Paula's daughter.
Okay, so but no other rock acts, right?
Right. Or Billy's
crazy.
daughter. I don't know.
Billy Dean. No.
Yeah, or Paula Dean. Top album sales, number 1, Megadeth. Independent albums, number 1, Megadeth. Vinyl albums, number 1, Megadeth. And this is one that I love. Indie store album sales, number 1, Megadeth. So yeah, they're number 1 on the 200, which is phenomenal. But I also look at those other little things. Hey, we have the top number 1 freaking vinyl album, the number 1 independent album.
Yeah, when Kathy gets here, I'll have to ask her thoughts on this and what she thinks about that and how many she could have sold.
Right, exactly. So that's big news. Of course, everybody knows that Megadeth is going out on tour for probably the next 4 years as they bring this chapter in what actually could be the final chapter to a close.
Hopefully with Metallica involved at some point.
Possibly.
On their tour.
Let's hope, because I definitely want to talk about that if it happens. And just a quick note, Megadeth has also, with them being number 1, it also brings back hard rock to the number 1 on the Billboard 200 for the first time since last May, which is when Sleep Tokens, even in Arcadia, opened atop the May 24th, 2025 dated chart. So very cool. The charts are also very indicative of rock coming back, making more of a splash. That has also been said by someone we're going to talk about here soon.
Right. I wanted to get to that.
Before we get into, obviously everybody knows we're going to talk about the Grammys. Before we get into that, we did have a couple big tours that were just announced in the past week. Some of the tickets have already started going on sale through pre-sales. One of them, I believe, started actually today. Just a few weeks ago, you and I were talking about Aaron Lewis, who's going to be down in Paoli, Indiana, at the Castle Knoll Amphitheater. It was just announced yesterday that multi-platinum rock band Stained has announced its highly anticipated Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Of course, this celebrates the groundbreaking album that cemented their place in rock history. They are playing 25 dates and will also feature Seether as their direct support with special guests Hoobastank and Hinder. This is a classic lineup.
Did you know Hoobastank was still around?
No.
I didn't either.
Can't say that I did. However, this is going to be an amazing, amazing show.
I believe it would be, yes. Of course, Stained is great.
Yeah.
Seether has got enough stuff they can play. It'll be great. I like Seether. I like Hinder. I don't like it without the singer they had that did all the good stuff. But
right,
good to see them there. And Hoobastank, never see him, but let's hope it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. The Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour kicks off May 7th in Daytona Beach, Florida, where they're going to be playing the Daytona International Speedway. I would love to be there for that. Then they do a few more dates in the South until they head back up to the Midwest, go south again, blah, blah, blah.
There's a break in there too, right?
Yeah, they start in May. They run through basically the first, I don't know, we'll call it the first week from the 7th through the 16th. And then they're done until one date in July. the end of July, and then nothing in the month of August. And then they come back hard in September, starting September 8th where? In Atlanta, Georgia at Lakewood Amphitheater. They're going to couple good weeks in September. They'll actually be at the Ruoff Music Center in Noblesville, Indiana on September 26th for anybody in the Indiana area. Then they continue again for a couple weeks in October, where they finally stop on October 19th in Austin, Texas at the Moody Center. Now, if you plan on wanting to go to one of these shows, be sure to check out the dates, because some of the dates will only feature Seether with Stained and Hinder with no Hoobastank. Some will have all of them. Some are actually not a Live Nation date, and some of them may just be Stained themselves. Regardless of which of these you see, that is going to be an absolute phenomenal show, especially with all those bands, if you can get one. If you're talking about wanting to go to the one for our Indiana fans, at Ruoff on September 26th, that one will include Seether with Hoobastank and Hinder. So you will get all of them. So that's 4 bands for the price of 20. So that'll be a great show. Another tour that was announced after we did a huge thing about them not releasing any more albums or anything like that anymore. GODSMACK has announced the Rise of Rock 2026 tour with Stone Temple Pilots and Dorothy. Another huge lineup for this.
Yes.
This is a massive tour that's going to be sprawling North America, of course, featuring Stone Temple Pilots and Dorothy, like I just said. It is also another Live Nation tour. It's tour,
a big one.
Yeah, this tour kicks off May 7th in Daytona Beach. They'll be at Welcome to Rockville. It continues from May 7th all the way through May, hitting numerous places, and then into June. I mean, they may take a week or two off here and there, and then into July. They take the month of August off, and they will end September 26th, as far as we know right now, in Nampa, Idaho, at the Ford Idaho Center Amphitheater. As far as here, for our Indiana area, Noblesville Ruoff Music Center on June 18th. I will say, if you have never seen GODSMACK live, you have got to go.
Just going to say that. If you've never seen them, you need to see them, because they are fantastic live. And I love Dorothy.
Yes.
I've never seen Dorothy live, but I love what that band and what she does.
Yeah, fantastic. And just real quick, because we're being accused of not paying attention to the chat from the Viper, I just want to let him know that, no, we do pay attention. We just don't reply to anything not worth replying to. So be sure to check out that tour, GODSMACK. I've seen them once with Metallica. I've seen them again on a headlining tour that they had. I don't remember who it was. But man, GODSMACK is just an amazing show, a band live. It's fantastic. Now we're going to jump into what we have been eagerly anticipating. And this is the Grammy Awards that took place just this past Sunday. I told you before we even did this show that I did not even watch this. The reason I didn't watch it is because I knew that this, along with every other show, will do nothing but turn political. And in the words of one of my favorite memes, I ain't got time for that. So I did not watch it. What I did do is I waited until it was over, and I rewatched everything that was important to me. Those important things were the best rock performance, the Grammy for that, because there were some great nominees.
But you don't have to watch that because it's not on TV anyway, because it's rock.
Well, yeah, exactly. Of course, the Ozzy tribute I wanted to see, and I also wanted to know who won Best Metal Performance. We will start with Best Rock Performance Grammy, which ended up going to YUNGBLUD for his live cover of Black Sabbath's Changes. The performance, of course, was recorded last July at Villa Park in Birmingham, UK, as part of Ozzy's final concert, which we all know by now was Back to the Beginning. The original version of Changes was in 1972. If you've not heard that, you've got to be sleeping under a rock to not have heard his version. This was an all-star lineup that was involved with this, from Frank Bello, of course, from Anthrax on bass. The guy that's everywhere, Nuno Betancourt, of course, was on guitar. And two was on drums, of course, two from Sleep Token, and Adam Wakeman, who played keys on both for both Ozzy and Black Sabbath. What an amazing! I think this has come full circle, in my opinion, with Youngblood winning this. He accepted this on stage with Nuno, of course, and Sharon. Most importantly, Sharon. Phenomenal to see her up. It was great. I was pleased. I was very happy with that. I didn't really care who else was nominated, just as long as he won. And I was like, yep, show's going to be good.
Because it would be terrible if we had been through all of this with the Back to the Beginning, and all this promotion and all this great goodwill that has been built up from that performance celebrating Sabbath and Ozzy.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't win. And then, that would just be the ultimate Grammy snub. Worse than Metallica and the yodeler there.
Yeah, exactly. To go right along with Youngblood getting this award, the Ozzy Osbourne tribute that
Jethro Tull.
Oh, I didn't know you were waiting to say who it was.
I just remembered. I'm an old man. I just got to blurt things out.
Just wait until we get to this year's winner. To go along with Youngblood winning, of course, there was an Ozzy tribute that was put on and performed by Post Malone / Duff McKagan and Chad Smith during the awards.
And Andrew Watt.
Who?
Andrew Watt.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, holy crap.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
That this was going to happen. And I'm skeptical sometimes of these things. Post Malone did the vocal. I'm skeptical because Post Malone is the of the moment guy, along with Jelly Roll. It's just that it screamed performative. Like, we got to do this, so let's put a guy up there we can relate to that's popular, Post Malone.
Exactly.
Let me say, and I don't know if Post Malone requested this to be on this deal. If he did, good for him, but my God, he killed it. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. If you don't know, all of the people that we just talked about, Post Malone / Duff, Chad Smith, and Andrew Watt, played a cover of Black Sabbath's classic song, War Pigs. If you have not seen this, find it. Look it up on the YouTubes. I'm going to actually, you know what? We'll find it and we will post it on our socials. It is so worth watching.
It's blistering.
It is. It absolutely is. During this performance, which I thought was so awesome to see, Kelly, Sharon, and Jack were extremely emotional.
They were.
Because of this tribute and the way it was going on. Yeah, of course the camera's going to find them. It's TV. It's what they do. They live for these moments. This was genuine. Absolutely genuine. And then to hear Post Malone sing this, blown away.
Well, he didn't just sing it. He owned it.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. And what I saw was Jack. When they panned to Jack out in the audience, and he is just tearful because he's so hell, I'm getting emotional because he was so wrapped up in this performance.
Yep.
But also, did you think they were going to play War Pigs? I did not. That's not what I would have thought.
I would have expected.
No, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
I figured it would be Crazy Train because it's the Grammys and everyone knows that song, and we're Crazy Train to death, like it, as if it's the only song Ozzy ever did.
Yeah.
No, they picked War Pigs and it was fantastic, and even better, they used that as a backdrop to the in memoriam that they do every year at the Grammys, and they did it separately, right? They had two separate sections, and the rock guys were presented in this performance. So we got to see Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
That was the big one. You know, Ace didn't get everything he deserved from the Grammys, but he did get a big, shout out during this performance. So that was great.
Yeah, and you're talking about how it was split up. On the other side, if you will, that featured Reba McEntire, Brandy Clark, a few other people, and they were paying tribute to Brett James, Alan Bergman, Roy Ayers, Jimmy Cliff, Malcolm Jamal Warner, of course, Chuck Mangione, and more with the song Trailblazer. Very well done. I thought it was great. But
great for the Grammys. They did something right and did something right for rock.
Pretty sure that and the Youngblood portion were the only two good things about it. Because then we get to what can only be described, in my opinion, as another Jethro Tull moment. The best metal performance Grammy went to the band Turnstile for their song Birds. I will be the first one to admit, no idea who Turnstile is. And I'm like, cool, maybe I'm going to get turned on to another metal band. No. I went
Didn't
and
work out
listened
that
to it,
way.
and I'm like, how did this win metal? And I've read all the crap all over social media. People are like, oh, well, if they didn't win and people are calling them not metal, then, what if Sleep Token would have won and they're not metal? Okay, I'll give you that. But you also had Ghost.
Who else was nominated?
I don't remember. Oh,
because I know
the 2026 Best Metal Performance nominees were Turnstile, of course, for Birds, Spirit Box.
There's a metal band.
Sleep Token.
Okay.
Ghost.
Okay.
And Dream Theater.
Who reunited and put out a great record this year.
Right, but instead of anybody that actually has distortion, it goes to Turnstile. I know all the haters are going to jump in. Oh, but they've got distortion and they're rocky and blah, blah, blah. That's fantastic, but they're more punk, I think, than they are metal.
Did they have a number one record? Because I know two people in it, or two bands in there that did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
yeah,
whatever.
And I'm not taking anything away from the band Turnstile. If you like them, that's great. If that is your style, that's fantastic. But this goes just along with every other award show we've ever seen when it comes to music. When you start talking about best metal performance, metal this, rock that, rock this, just like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we put in, people that aren't even rock and roll. It's just got to the point now where it's like, okay, this is going to go to whoever's the cool band. If Metallica would have been in there, or even Megadeth, would they still have lost to Turnstile? Again, not taking anything away from them. I'm taking away from the Grammys.
Right.
Because I don't personally think they got it right. But I also don't get a vote.
Right. Back to the Youngblood and his win. Did you forget to say what he said about pop music?
Yeah, I totally skipped over it because I was watching the clock and wanted to make sure that we got this whole story about Turnstile in.
Oh, okay.
If you've got it, please fill us in because it is pretty important.
Just off the top of my head, they were talking to Youngblood about winning and that sort of thing, and him being now kind of the face of rock, which I called him that. But he pointedly said that rock is making a comeback and pop music, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
Like a war statement.
Sort of. It was a little bit more explicit.
Yeah, right. Right.
I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said, we want to dedicate this, and I want to dedicate this, because he said that twice, to everyone in the guitar shop I grew up in and everyone in a guitar shop or a bedroom with a dream. Rock music's effing coming back. Watch out, pop music. We're going to effing get you. He's not wrong.
Because there's a slow grassroots thing going on, and I hope, and I hope he's there for it. It seems like he's so sincere now in finding his identity as a rock musician.
Yeah.
And he's everywhere. He's everywhere. And this tour is going to even expose him even more. That's coming up.
Yeah. Wherever he's at, Nuno's at, it seems like. So.
Did you hear about these other Grammy events? The Steven Tyler Grammy party he has every year.
No.
Steven Tyler has a Grammy party. It's a charity event. The Jam for Janie. It's a thing he does. But he performed with YUNGBLUD.
Of course he did.
Well, yeah. This Grammy night's just jam packed. But Steven Tyler did 3 songs, killed it. He and YUNGBLUD did Back in the Saddle. I believe, get this, Steven Tyler played Mama Ken, and I think there was one other one that was an obscure single, not Sweet Emotion, not Dream On, didn't do that. He played Mama Ken, and just killed it.
I mean, I'm not surprised he killed it.
Guess who was there, by the way, playing guitar?
Steven Tyler.
Nuno Betancourt.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. Oh, Last Child. Played The Last Child.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Robin Zander performed, Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan played You Think You're Tough by Rat.
Oh, wow. I'd like to hear that.
And then another little side note I wanted to mention before we quit, because I know you probably have something else to say, but Taylor Momsen and the Foo Fighters, have you heard about them performing at the Mariah Carey honoree thing last week?
No, if it said Mariah Carey, I skipped it.
Well, this is interesting, though.
It also said Foo Fighters. I skipped it.
No, I like the Foos, and I like Taylor, and I like Mariah.
Oh, I like
so every year this event is put on. They have a Person of the Year gala, that sort of thing. So Mariah is being honored as Person of the Year at this gala, and Taylor Momsen and the Foo Fighters come out to perform, but they're not performing Mariah Carey songs that They played 2 songs from a 1995 grunge project that Mariah Carey recorded and was never released, called Someone's Ugly Daughter. And if you've seen clips online, it's pretty good shit. It's really good. And they pan to Mariah in the audience, and she is actually like humming along to the song, singing along, because she remembers, oh yeah, I did that. I did that grunge thing for a minute.
Yeah, and I refused to release it.
Check it out. It's kind of cool.
Is it available on the YouTubes?
I haven't seen a full performance, but you'll see it in the little reels or shorts or whatever. You'll see a little bit of it.
Oh, the little clips. I gotcha.
Yep. Something called Hermit and Love is a Scam.
That sounds appropriate.
Yeah. But it just to me, it's like I don't know why she would have done this or whatever, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And someone told Taylor.
And of course, Taylor is one of the people that's going to run with it. So makes perfect sense for her. That actually brings us down to end time. We are done. This is probably the fastest 1 hour that's ever lasted an hour. This was a very fast episode. We had a lot of news to get through. Don't forget, next week we will be here. It will be the 11th of February. We'll be live again at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the YouTube, and then of course wherever you get your podcasts shortly after. Thanks to everybody that was in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Be sure that if you're still in there and you haven't left yet, hit that thumbs up.
Kathy made it. Bye, Kathy.
And we'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, we will have a brand new Pour of the Week, of course, brought to you by Petty's Poor Decisions. So until then, we'll see you guys next week. And we thank you for listening to the Weekly Pour Podcast.